Everyone wants to make a profit. Businesses chase it. Workers hope for it. Markets depend on it. But in today's global economy, the real winners are not always who you think they are. China's economic model presents a fascinating paradox. It has created immense industrial power. It has lifted millions out of poverty. Yet beneath the surface, a different reality is taking shape. The relentless pursuit of market share has created a system where profits are often paper-thin. Companies expand rapidly. Financial rewards for workers are surprisingly elusive. Financial rewards for companies are surprisingly elusive. If companies aren't getting rich and workers aren't seeing big pay raises, who truly benefits? The answer is complex. Consumers benefit from lower prices on goods, solar panels, smartphones. But this short-term gain comes with long-term consequences. The model is built on state-supported industrial expansion. It prioritizes capturing global supply chains over fostering sustainable, profitable enterprises. China is the world's factory. Its foundations are built on suppressed costs, suppression from raw materials, to wages paid to the workforce. The result? An economic engine that runs incredibly fast, but also incredibly lean. Little room for error, even less for prosperity to trickle down to the average household. This system has profound implications for the rest of the world. Global companies struggle to compete with Chinese manufacturers who play by different profitability rules. The heart of China's manufacturing prowess lies in a simple but brutal strategy: cut prices to gain market share. This is evident across numerous sectors: consumer electronics, heavy industry. In the world of electric vehicles, for example, Chinese companies are engaged in a relentless price war. They are flooding the market with models that are significantly cheaper than their international counterparts. While this makes electric vehicles more accessible, it comes at a steep cost. To afford these low prices, companies must squeeze every penny out of their operations. This leaves very little money for crucial investments like research and development. This intense competition for thin profits has a direct impact on workers. When companies are barely breaking even, they have no capacity to offer significant pay raises. Hiring freezes become common, and job security becomes a luxury. The dream of a stable, well-paying manufacturing job is becoming harder to achieve for many. The challenges in the job market create a powerful and dangerous feedback loop. When wages are low, good jobs are hard to find, people become cautious with their money. Chinese households, faced with economic uncertainty, tend to save rather than spend. This high savings rate has long been a feature, but it is now being amplified by worries about the future. Consumers are delaying big purchases, cutting back on discretionary spending, prioritizing financial security over consumption. This behavior, while rational for an individual family, has a chilling effect on the economy as a whole. A lack of consumer demand is a major headwind for growth. This cautious consumer spending creates a vicious cycle. When people don't buy goods and services, companies see their sales and profits fall. In response, they are forced to cut back even further, reduce production, delay expansion plans, cut jobs and wages. Laid-off workers and those with reduced incomes have even less money to spend, further depressing consumer demand. The economy gets trapped in a downward spiral where weak spending leads to weak business performance, which in turn leads to even weaker spending. This cycle has significant consequences for China's overall economic trajectory. Faced with these mounting challenges, Beijing is beginning to shift its strategy. The old playbook of growth at all costs is being set aside. In its place, a new approach is emerging. It prioritizes stability, technological progress, self-sufficiency. A key element is a greater tolerance for failure. Local governments long propped up struggling firms. They feared closures would cause unemployment and unrest. Now the central government signals it will allow weaker firms to fail, painful but necessary, to weed out excess capacity and zombie firms. The focus is less on raw growth and more on upgrading quality. The government is pouring massive resources into advanced technologies, semiconductors, artificial intelligence, biotechnology, aerospace. The goal? Self-sufficiency, cutting dependence on foreign tech, especially the US. As China recalibrates its economic model, the United States is struggling to formulate an effective response. For years, the American approach has been a mix of competition, containment. Measures like the CHIPS and Science Act bolster domestic semiconductor manufacturing, scientific research, directly challenging China's technological ambitions. Tariffs, trade restrictions have been used to try to level the playing field and protect American industries. However, the results of these policies have been mixed at best. Despite billions in subsidies, Rebuilding complex supply chains that took decades to move offshore is proving to be a slow and expensive process. The American attempts to keep up often fail to address the fundamental differences between the two systems. The U.S. economy is driven by consumer demand, shareholder value. China's is steered by state directives, strategic long-term goals. Simply trying to replicate China's model of state-led industrial policy is unlikely to succeed in the American context. Instead of focusing so much energy on trying to weaken China or copy its methods, the U.S. needs to rediscover and reinvest in its own unique strengths: dynamic culture of innovation, world-class universities, deep and flexible capital markets, free and open society that attracts global talent. The path forward is not about becoming more like China. It is about becoming a better version of America, investing in education, basic research, modern infrastructure, fostering an environment where private enterprise can thrive. The great economic contest of the 21st century will not be won by the country that can make the cheapest solar panel, but by the society that can best unleash the creativity and potential of its people.